and that's what makes me happy in life is being a friendly friend.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that, I respect about you and I appreciate about you is, you got a big heart, man. And I guess I can say the same about myself if I may. I feel like
Yeah,
I got
bro.
I
Yeah,
got a big heart.
number one friend right there. Number one friend.
I feel like I got a big heart, but I've had my own fair share of problems. Since
Yeah,
you kind of got into your past, I can get into my own past, especially my teenage years. So growing up, you know, I've had, I've had a good life so far, but
yeah, good life. Yeah,
it was never negative surroundings or negative people, but I feel like I've I grew into depression, especially in my teenage years. Like I wouldn't say bad depression, but it was there, you know what I mean? It was it was hard, growing up, especially when I hit maybe like 13, 14. Around that time, I didn't understand how to deal with my emotions. So, I might have had like, an attitude talking to my family or my parents, my brother, had an attitude because I didn't know how to deal with my own angers and emotions. And, behind closed doors, I was sad, depressed. I would break down a lot, and cry. And I don't know, I never understood why, but I feel like I just didn't know how to deal with my emotions. And, that came along depression and anxiety. And it's still something I go through now. But, uh, yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like, I feel like I never had, like, one of my problems is, like, in the past for sure, that I never reached out to anybody because I feel like I became a master of masking my emotions, which is a terrible thing to do, and I don't recommend anybody do that. I became a master of masking my
no,
emotions. Like I can, hey, how you doing? Smile, talk, in a positive way, but behind closed doors in my own head, I feel like it was very negative, but I can present it to you a certain way, but like what I feel was something completely different, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So I'm still like there came a time where I acknowledged that, I dealt with depression and anxiety and, mental illness and all that. There came a time where I felt that and, I guess honestly, I would say like in the beginning of the pandemic is where it kind of all hit. Like I had my first, I guess you can say, anxiety attack or panic attack around the time where I needed to make a decision on a job with my friend. He wanted me to fly out the next day kind of thing for this freelancing job and it kind of all hit me at once. And I think it was probably 2 weeks before the pandemic. And it was like the first panic attack I had. Like I
yeah. I
couldn't
remember.
breathe. I couldn't, yeah, you were there to help
Yeah,
me
we were
out and
playing
all
Call
that.
of Duty. I was like, "Hey, bro, I had a panic attack."
And that's something I never felt, or that, or I never acknowledged that I had some in the past, which I'm pretty sure. But since then, I don't think I've had a panic attack. But, like I said, I feel like I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. And, think we're in the car and like I had, because I already have like I guess car sickness sometimes, but like whatever thoughts were going in my head like made it worse, and whatever anxiety I was feeling in that moment when because they were coming back from my grandpa's house,
Yeah,
after visiting them. So I felt like I just rushed up to my room and like I felt like everything was caving in and all that, but my mom was there to help me out, and she kind of was like, name. I don't know what the rule is, but like name 5 things that you see, that you smell, that you hear. I forgot what the rule is, but something with your senses, something like that. She kind of helped me out then, and I feel like since that moment, began to reach out to people like, for instance, you, Charles. I began to reach out maybe to other friends in my life, to some coworkers, to my brother especially, because like I feel like me and my brother's 20 now. Me and him kind of been through the same experiences, in the past and some traumas and all that stuff. But I don't feel like getting into that because it's real, it's real.
real deep. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't feel like getting into that, but we share the same past and the same traumas and stuff that we went through as children, and because we're 5 years apart, me and my brother, so there's a lot of stuff that we never got to talk
Speak on.
about in the
Yeah.
moment, but I felt like the past, because he's going to I guess I didn't say this, but he's going to UT,
Yeah.
University of Texas at Austin.
Yeah.
And when the pandemic hit, he came back home to live back home, and he's been here since, I guess, March or something, whenever he came back home. And he's gonna go back out in the fall, to move back down there, to go, stay down there, probably find an apartment and all that.
Yeah.
But
So
my point is like I said, we've been through a lot of traumas and all that, and something that we never talked about in the moment, because we were emotional, we were crying, whatever traumas we went through, experiences we went through that we probably shouldn't have. Uh, so I don't know why, but we still do. We have talks like, I don't know, once a week or once a month kind of
yeah.
thing. Ever since he came back home, I don't know, we kind of gotten closer. So we started to tackle and open up about the traumas and the past experiences that we went through, and I feel like it's been heavy. It's not an easy thing to talk about, but I feel like through that, it's kind of, like I said, helped me reach out to other people and open up about stuff that I either repressed or I didn't care about sharing to other people. There's a lot of repressed stuff that I kind of forgot about, and as we had these talks, like, I was like, hey, forgot about that. And, kind of in the moment, like, it was real heavy stuff, but,
Yeah.
you know, it's healthy to open up and talk about, your traumas and your past experiences and your problems and all that to, people that surround you, to your loved ones, to your friends. Feel free to, people listening, don't be afraid to reach out, because I was afraid to reach out, throughout my teenage years, and finally, as a young adult, or an adult now, I don't know why it took me so long, but I'm comfortable with reaching out and opening up about, you know, my problems and mental illnesses that, I deal with every now and then, or stuff that I'm still dealing with, you can't really get over trauma or past experiences or anything tragic that, you've been through, but you just got to keep in mind that, one day it'll all be okay, I guess. Yeah, so, I kind of wanted to ask if you had any advice for anybody listening or viewing this podcast or video, anything, any last words, basically, any final words you like to share.
Um. I mean, other than that, like whenever you do your career in education, because everyone, all your friends are, all the viewers, that you guys are doing the whole group thing. When you guys do each assignment, have a reason why. Have a reason why you need to finish it on time. Um, have a reason, to wake up in the morning. Have a reason to, do the things you do, because that's what you need. So, like, again, thank you guys, for viewing the podcast or just listening, chilling. And it's cool, and hopefully his professor was a good grade. But other
Yeah,
than that, thank you guys for your time. It's cool, hanging out with my best friend on the little Zoom call we got going on. I had to set everything up. I got, the whole camera that I bought,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but like thank you guys. Just live one day at a time. Don't rush things. Keep it steady. Don't ever think on decisions because is it gonna matter? So that's what I'm gonna end off on. Is it gonna matter?
Yeah, I appreciate everything you had to say, giving our listeners, some advice and some final words. I wanted to take the time to give a shout out to all my fellow classmates and my professor that are going to be watching this and, giving some feedback on it, as well as, I'm looking forward to everybody else's creations, whatever you guys post up in the discussion board, whether it be the podcast or a YouTube video or the essay assignment or the nonprofit organization volunteering thing. Whatever you guys have to offer, I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully I can get some takeaways out of it. And I'm hoping that, you guys maybe be able to take away something out of this, And yeah, so shout out to you guys. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you this upcoming fall semester. and it'll be my first semester in person. So I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing some familiar faces or familiar names. If me and you share this class or other classes, I'm looking forward to meeting you guys. And yeah, and thank you everybody to listening, like I said. And I guess I kind of wanted to plug in if you guys wanted to check it out, check out my Instagram. If you guys want to follow me, it's d.dj.l96. And my SoundCloud is DJL96. If you want to look me up on there, like I said earlier, I mix up anything from rock, top 40, EDM, hip hop, reggaeton, however, whatever kind of music, I might have it on there. So if you guys want to check that out, I'd appreciate it. Leave any feedback or comments or anything like that. Reach out to me
Yeah,
if you.
like yeah, with the feedback, guys, post it on the, leave a comment on the discussion board of how we did, how Victor did, with the whole conversation. Give your thoughts on what we spoke about. See if you guys reflect anything back on it. So everyone's doing their part. So I'm helping him out with this podcast and give him some good comments. Give him some good advice or some feedback.
Yeah, because I kind of, it might have been this rough first take of, me doing this first podcast episode. And, I'm not really used to being on camera or, recording myself on camera or on video and talking in this kind of setting, but hopefully, whatever you guys have to say, any feedback, any comments, I'm taking all that and hopefully creating a better episode too. So, with episode two, I wanted to get into a little bit of content creation and kind of talk about my own passion, DJing. I kind of touched on it a little bit in the beginning, but I kind of want to get it to it on a deeper level. How I started, where I am now, and everything in between. I want to have Charles on here talk about his passions and everything outside of what we talked about today. Some stuff that he kind of hinted at, but I'm not gonna spoil it now. I'll save it for the second episode, and we're gonna have probably a couple more friends on here. It'll be like a group podcast kind of session, and hopefully whatever feedback you guys have for this current one, hopefully I can create a better episode too. So I wanted to take the time to thank you, Charles,
Yeah, no
for
problem,
coming
man.
on the podcast, taking the
Anytime,
time
bro.
out. I know it was kind of long, but I appreciate you sitting through it and helping me out with this, and helping me create this podcast. And hopefully, this is something I can keep working on and getting comfortable on camera and getting comfortable recording myself to hopefully branch this out. I know this is for an assignment, but hopefully branch it out into, creating my own podcast later on with friends and just talking about life and everything in between, hopefully it's something I can branch out of, you know. So like I said, I appreciate everybody listening. Shout out to the professor, to all my fellow classmates, anybody who gets to view this video. And thank you, Charles, again for being a part of this podcast.
No problem, bro.
And we're gonna sign off. Everybody take it easy out there. And like I said, I'm looking forward to everybody else's projects and creations that you guys post up. And, hopefully everybody's doing okay, during these times. Just keep your head up and, feel free to reach out, if you want to reach out to me, if you need help on a project or anything, just feel free to reach out. I want to make connections, and like I said, I'm looking forward to meeting everybody, on campus. So, it'd be cool to meet everybody and connect and all that good stuff. So, yeah, hopefully, uh, we can all make that happen. You guys take care. Thank you again, and we're gonna sign off. Thank you again, Charles, and we'll catch you guys in the next
No
episode.
problem.
Peace.